Hello there, Richie Stormtrooper here. Welcome to another Stormtrooper Build tutorial video. In this video we're going to be looking at the types of glue you need to assemble your Stormtrooper armour. If you find this video useful or helpful, please do like and subscribe. It's just one in a whole series of tutorial videos for building a Stormtrooper, which will be posted here on YouTube. For my own Stormtrooper armor build and for the purposes of demonstration for these tutorials, I'm going to be using 3 different types of glue or adhesive. You can probably get away with using maybe only one of them or only 2 of them, but we will take you through this step by step just to show you each one individually and what I use them for. The first one then is just some plain old super glue. I prefer to use it in the gel form, find it more workable. I'm going to be using this for pretty much creating temporary bonds, quick temporary bonds, just spots of this glue when assembling plastic parts of the armour. And that's because for the final and more permanent bond, when I'm working with plastic, I'm going to be using plastic weld. Now this plastic weld is something which is methylene chloride based, and it literally does what it says on the tin. It welds the plastic, it melts the plastic together, and it's not a glue, it's not a separate layer of glue between 2 surfaces. It welds the surfaces permanently together. So I do have a full tutorial video on how to use this, and I also go into some detail about adhesives in the video getting started, so please do go back and look at those videos. They're also very informative. The third adhesive I'm going to recommend that I'm going to be using for various bits and bobs on my armour is this E6000. It's an industrial strength. I use the clear glue. There is a white version. I suppose you can use both, but for purposes of my build I'm using the clear version. I generally use this for certain parts of the fabric strapping. This fabric strapping kit, when for instance like these thick black straps that need to be glued to the insides of the thighs, when we need to glue fabric onto plastic, I find this works very well. I know some people also like to use this to build the whole plastic armour. It can be done. It forms a very strong bond, and it has one benefit in that it is a non-permanent bond. It's quite remarkable stuff. You can glue, assemble armour with it, glue parts of the armour together with it, and it will stand up to the rigours of trooping. You can run around in it and it's not going to fall apart. It's very resistant to impact. And that said, you can usually still slowly peel apart the bonds, so it will resist strong, fast impact, but you can still take it all apart. The downside of this compared to the other types of glue, obviously super glue is an instant bond. Plastic weld is also rather quick acting, and it of course forms a very permanent bond. There's no going back once you've used this. This of course will allow you to make mistakes and pull the whole thing apart again. Perfectly possible also to completely assemble your armour just using something like super glue. You can glue plastic parts with it, you can glue the fabric parts into the plastic parts with super glue. The main reason I do not do that is because it's rather expensive if you're using large amounts of it, and also I find that there is evidence on the original suits that some kind of solvent-based glue was indeed used. You can see definite signs on the armour that parts have been welded. So I like to use plastic weld. I think the evidence on the original suits is an adhesive which was solvent-based rather than just a pure solvent. But it will have been something very similar to plastic weld, the basis for the adhesive itself. So as I say, I like to use all 3. Do go and watch the tutorial video about how to use plastic weld, because I will be completing this whole build. All the plastic parts I'll be assembling will be done so using plastic weld, using a spot of super glue here and there to help us in certain situations, and some E6000. Do also go back and watch a tutorial video on assembling the biceps, because in that video on one side I use a plastic weld to assemble the parts, and on the other side I look into how you can use E6000 for assembling plastic also. So if you plan on using E6000, that can serve as a guide for all the rest of the parts for you. But as I say, this is my weapon of choice for assembling plastic. I hope this video was informative and helpful for you. If so, please do like and subscribe if you want to see the rest of the tutorials, the rest of the build. I will be posting at least shorter versions, condensed versions of these tutorial videos here on YouTube, so that you can see every step of the way here, free of charge on YouTube. But I will also be looking at the end of the build, I will be looking to make the longer videos available in one single package, maybe on a platform like Teachable, so you can have the whole undiluted version, the full versions of the videos. Depending on when you're watching this video, it may or may not already be available, so do check down below for the appropriate links. Thank you very much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care.